So by far the biggest challenge I've faced throughout my life is loneliness. It's something that's stuck with me for years, and only recently have I started confronting it head on. For a bit of context, my name is Igor and I'm an immigrant. When I was just 3 years old, me and my family decided to move from our hometown in Siberia all the way down to the land down under, Australia. So I grew up knowing exactly what it feels like to be an outsider. As a kid, I was just painfully shy and was always scared to talk to people, but over the years I still managed to build some great relationships and integrate myself into society. But even with friends, the loneliness, it didn't disappear. You know, being a minority in a different country has its perks. You can impress people with your language, your culture, people find you more interesting, but there's also a massive downside to being a minority, and that's that you lack identity and community. Australia is an incredibly diverse country, and I've always loved connecting with other people from different cultures, learning about their different traditions, but at the same time I've always felt like something was missing. I couldn't really relate to anyone on a cultural level, couldn't really relate to any of the experiences I've had, the traditions, and along with that I only had a handful of friends who came from my culture in my city. So this definitely fueled my loneliness growing up. But still I refused to let that define me. I decided to take control and stop letting loneliness ruin my life. And along the way I've come to a lot of realizations, I've learned a lot of tips, tricks that have helped me overcome my problems. So in this video I want to walk you through the reasons for why you may be experiencing loneliness. I'm going to clear up a few myths and then give you the solutions to your problems. So if you're interested, keep watching. Chapter 1. The causes of your loneliness. Now to sum it up, there are a lot of potential reasons for why you may be feeling lonely. Like I mentioned previously, for me it was always my struggle with identity and community, finding people I could relate to, but for you it could be a completely different reason. It could be your weak social skills, which are preventing you from approaching people and introducing yourself. It could be your poor mental hygiene, which is destroying your self-confidence. Or maybe it's your lifestyle. Maybe you're just not surrounded with the right people. Your environment is a little bit off. These are all major contributions to loneliness, and they've become far too common these days. But in my opinion, the biggest and most widespread cause of loneliness is social media, and here's why. If you look at this chart, which is one of many online, you'll notice that rates of loneliness started skyrocketing right after the iPhone came out in 2007. And then rose even faster as social media took over in the years that followed. And when you think about it, it's almost ironic. Isn't social media meant to make us feel more social? In other words, less lonely? But unfortunately, the reality is the complete opposite. I could literally talk for hours about how social media has destroyed our ability to form genuine connections, but to put it simply, it has killed our desire to form genuine, deep, real relationships, and replaced them with surface-level, vanity-driven ones. It's weakened our ability to hold conversations, stay present, and actually bond on a human level. And if you want to see this for yourself, literally just look around. Notice how many people check their phones while talking to one another. They can't even hold a conversation for an hour, let alone 5 minutes, without checking their phone and constantly being spammed with notifications. And even for me, whenever I'm walking through like university or something, I just see these big friend groups of people and even couples who can't even talk to one another without constantly checking their phone. And it's almost scary. You notice this a lot in public too. Like no one holds eye contact these days. No one really notices each other. Everyone kind of walks past each other. And it's almost a bit sad to me. You know, why push yourself to interact with different people when you can literally just open your phone and get that same feeling temporarily? This becomes like especially obvious when you watch movies from like the 90s and the 2000s. You notice how the connections just feel so much more genuine. You know, everyone's talking to one another. Everyone knows their neighbors. People come over. Kids are playing outside. The connections just felt so much more genuine, and it felt like people were actually making, you know, memories. Even the old celebrity interviews feel very different. It's just the flow of the conversation. It feels like people are much more present with one another, the eye contact, the gestures. Now, obviously sitting here and complaining about, oh, I was born in the wrong generation, it's not really going to do anything, but what will help is actually learning how to reclaim the social connection back into our lives, which is exactly what I'm going to go over in chapter 2. So keep watching. Another major and often overlooked reason for your loneliness is your relationship with yourself. The way you relate to yourself is literally the most important relationship you'll ever have in your life. I mean, if you think about it, how can you expect others to like you when you don't even like yourself? If you can't learn to enjoy your own company, you'll constantly find yourself chasing distractions, running away from your own thoughts, and chasing people to try and fill a void you haven't addressed. And that desperation is exactly what pushes people away. You know, you might not say it out loud, but people can definitely feel it. I personally went through this for so many years, and I always wondered why I always felt empty even when I was around people. The truth was, I hadn't really made peace with myself, so I constantly found myself chasing other people to try and numb that feeling instead of working on myself and attracting the right people. Honestly, I believe that a lack of purpose and a weak relationship with oneself is literally one of the biggest causes of loneliness that often flies under the radar. It could also be your environment which is feeding your loneliness. I personally remember how much my environment affected my social life. I was surrounded with a lot of people that I didn't really share anything in common with. I didn't really go outside too often. Like, I didn't go to social events. It was nothing. I was just locked in my room playing video games all day. So how could I expect to have met people? And even when I was in a group, I still felt lonely. These people, they were just into stuff that I wasn't into. They were into clubbing, drinking, doing dumb stuff, all this kind of stuff. And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with that in moderation. But for me personally, there was nothing else to build the relationship off, and it felt very surface level. It felt like there was no depth, no shared goals, nothing meaningful to actually build long-term friendships on. Your environment literally influences everything. Your goals, your aspirations, your outlook on everything, and even your confidence in approaching people. But when you put yourself in the right environment, you'll notice that the right people and the right situations will start appearing almost naturally. And if you feel like you're stuck in that negative environment, don't worry, there are plenty of things you can do to break free and escape that cycle of loneliness. In the next chapter, I'll show you exactly how. Chapter 2, How to Defeat Your Loneliness. Now, before we start working on your loneliness, you need to obviously have identified the reasons and causes of your loneliness. Only then can we start tackling it head on. So the first step, and kind of like the foundation of everything, is strengthening your relationship with yourself. You need to find your purpose outside of other people. Because think about it, how can you expect meaningful relationships to form and develop when you're not even comfortable in your own company? How can you expect others to enjoy being around you when you don't even enjoy being around yourself? It doesn't make any sense. Once you become more grounded, you have goals, a routine, a direction, something very interesting starts to happen in your life. Have you ever noticed how when you stop chasing something, it just suddenly starts to show up in your life? And at the same time, when you're obsessed over something and you chase after it every single day, it's all you think about, it somehow just keeps running further and further away from you. We've all seen those people who just seem to attract good things into their life, you know what I'm saying? They have good company and they have these amazing opportunities constantly coming towards them. It's almost as if they're a magnet. And then there's you who's constantly chasing things, constantly obsessing over things, yet somehow they just get nothing in return. And the simple reason for this is those magnet people, they're not focused on chasing, but instead they're focused on building themselves up. They're focused on their career, their studies, their fitness, their social skills. And that's how they naturally attract the right people. This is just like basic manifestation. The moment you prove to the universe, I'm fine without it, it suddenly starts showing up. You're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. And honestly, when I look back at my own life, all the amazing connections I've made and all the amazing things that have happened to me, they've always kind of happened almost spontaneously, kind of unplanned, like I wasn't even expecting it. But on the other hand, whenever I chased and just planned something real hard and obsessed over it, it usually fell apart. Now, I'm not saying this means you need to stop approaching people, never put yourself in social situations, only attract good things into your life. No, of course not. I'm not telling you to be that kind of person. I'm just telling you to shift your energy and shift your focus on, instead of chasing, start attracting, start building yourself up and making yourself valuable, building up skills, cool routines, and becoming a more interesting person as a whole. It's way better to put more effort into improving yourself rather than seeking validation from others. Once you start doing this, you'll also have something else to focus on other than your loneliness. There's a quote I really like: idle time is the devil's playground. If you stay busy, focused, and intentional, you won't really have as much time to focus on your loneliness and sit in sorrow because you'll be so focused on other things. And this is exactly when the right people start to show up in your life. Now, the second way to defeat your loneliness is to build a lifestyle that naturally attracts connection. You need to ask yourself, how can you become more social when you're literally locked in your house 24/7? How can you become more social when you're never in social situations? It doesn't make any sense. You need to start putting yourself out there, not trying harder to be more social, but by building routines that place you around others. The key is to kind of like build habits that align with who you are, that align with your lifestyle and your goals, but at the same time, ones that actually expose you to people. That way, social interaction, it becomes a lot more effortless and way less forced. Some examples of this: start going to the gym, join a boxing gym, join a running club, join a music club, start volunteering at a community center, go to a weekly language group. Find any activity you enjoy that brings people together. And don't think you're limited to those, you can even build your own routines with other people. For example, I recently just started doing this. Me and a few of my mates have now decided that every single Saturday morning during these holidays, we're gonna go on a run on the beach and afterwards get coffee. This is not only an amazing way to get our social interaction in, but we're also being productive, destroying our goals together and pushing each other to become better at running. You know, having this weekly ritual in place just guarantees that we're going to see each other, and it makes it a lot easier than constantly having to plan it out, people cancelling and all this kind of stuff. When you have a routine, a ritual, it becomes a lot more effortless. When you start building a lifestyle like this, where you naturally show up around people, loneliness, it becomes so much harder to cling on to. You don't even have to try and be more social, your habits literally do all the work for you. And another powerful way to feel less lonely, and this kind of relates to the previous point, but this is to find your third place. A third place is basically anywhere you spend time that isn't home or work, a place where you're guaranteed to run into people, and often the same faces. These places used to be like everywhere before industrialization and suburbia spread throughout our lives, but they still exist if you look. Your third place could be a local coffee shop, the gym, a local pub or cafe, or maybe even the mall or the library or the church. There's so many different places. If you make going to this place a part of your routine, you'll find that you'll automatically start running into people and it'll become a lot easier to just become more social. Think about how your grandparents lived. A lot of them grew up in like towns or villages where it was very common to just run into people and to talk to people. You know, people would just come over to each other's houses, kids would play after school and go on their bikes, do something together, climb trees or something. People would just talk to their neighbors all the time. They would see each other at the local corner store when they're buying bread or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They had this sense of community and they constantly fed these social interactions. You know, that sense of community, it wasn't always created by direct effort. It often happened spontaneously and on accident, just because people shared a lot of third places together. Even though life today is so much more spread out and digital, this kind of social connection is still possible. You just have to find a place where you can show up consistently and then let the social momentum build up on its own. Now, the final way to overcome your loneliness is to do this. Take matters into your own hands. And this point hits closest to home for me. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, I've always struggled with community, finding people who shared my traditions, culture, language, etc. So what did I do? I created my own community. Long story short, a guy I'd known from church who I'd never really spoken to that often, we were just kind of like mutuals. One day I saw him, he started running like this little youth group community. And when our paths crossed again, everything just lined up perfectly and I decided, I'm gonna help you run this community. And you know, we started small. We built an online presence, started advertising the group, putting countless hours of effort into it, hosting our first few meetups, and slowly but surely we started getting comfortable with putting ourselves out there. And ever since then, everything's changed. You know, our community spread interstate. We became relatively well known in our city. I just found myself talking to so much more people than I ever have. And now instead of chasing attention, we were attracting it. You know, people started messaging us, reaching out to us, joining our events, all because we chose to take control and become the change we wanted to see. And honestly, one of the best feelings from all of this is just seeing how many people started meeting each other, all because we took that first step. And I'm not saying any of this to brag, I'm only saying it to inspire you. You need to ask yourself, why wait for the perfect community when you can create your own? Why wait for people to show up when you can build the space that brings them together? You can host meetups, you can organize small events, you can create an online community, you can start posting content that attracts like-minded people. You can be the change you wish to see. You can build the circle you once wanted to be in. Taking action, real uncomfortable, intentional action, is single-handedly the best way to defeat your loneliness, and I'm all for it. And on that note, I want to end off the video. I genuinely hope you found this video useful and you implement something from it. I want you to take action. And if you have any more questions, make sure to DM me on my Instagram, also link in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.